What's up, guitar lovers? Good to see you. My name is Rowe. I am a working singer-songwriter, and today we're going to be going over my top 10 favorite guitar players and why. Woo! So, yes, I'm a full-time musician, and I've been playing guitar for over 20 years now, and throughout that time, I've amassed quite a list of people who have affected my guitar playing and how I've kind of developed my own style and technique. And I've played with a lot of musicians too. So you might find my list kind of eclectic. I'm hoping so, but either way, thank you for watching this video. Let's dive in. Guitar player number 1. If it looks like I'm looking to my right, I'm looking to the list here. So guitar player number 1 is Trey Anastasio. Yes. So Trey is the lead guitar player for the band Phish, and I've said this in other videos. Phish is my all-time favorite band. Phish is a jam band. They're technically in the jam band scene. But really they span lots of genres. And for each one of these guitar players, I'm also going to tell you why. So for Trey, it's all about musical integrity. That's why I love Trey's playing. Trey can play almost any style of music, and everything he does throughout his career has been at a super high level of musical complexity. So there's some jazz, there's some fusion, of course, rock and roll, blues, Americana, folk, very much in the jam band tradition. It's like a beautiful blend of all the styles, and Trey does it all pretty much. And he's like an amazing mentor for our generation of guitar players. So he's number 1. Woo. Number 2, Jimmy Page. Rock and roll spirit, Les Paul, riffs. It's all about riff rock, right? So Jimmy Page was pretty much the first guitar player I ever fell in love with. I was 16 years old. I heard Led Zeppelin for the first time, and I was like, whoa, dude, this is for me. I am hooked on whatever these guys are serving up. And Jimmy Page is also very eclectic. He's a composer. All of the Zeppelin albums, are so rich with sonic greatness and strings. And he always was so tasteful in his arrangements. So he's not only a great player, but a great album maker. And that's rare for guitar players, actually, to be good visionaries in terms of what the album flow is going to be like, and just a great shredder. So yeah, Jimmy Page, number 2. Number 3, Jerry Garcia. Woo! The Grateful Dead lead guitar player. The reason that I like Jerry Garcia is for his soulful emotion. Jerry's playing is so emotional to me. It's not like technically astonishing like some of the players on this list. Actually, very few players on this list are technically astonishing, but like lots of notes in little time. It's all about soul. So Jerry was all about soulful playing. Maggie apparently has seen the mailman. So we're going to have that to deal with. On to number 4, my man, James Taylor. So yeah, you didn't expect that one, did you? James Taylor, to me, is an amazing guitar player and has an underrated complexity to his playing. James's guitar and his vocals pretty much make up the band. Well, I mean, of course he's got studio musicians and touring musicians and great drummers like Steve Gadd, and he's surrounded by like phenomenal musicians. But James can play by himself with his guitar and his vocals and totally take over your attention for an entire concert. it's really all about intimacy and very intricate chord progressions and finger picking styles. Like, he really doesn't get put in the class of great guitar players like he should be. So I'm including him here as number 4. Number 5, Warren Haynes. Warren Haynes is probably my most favorite guitar player to listen to now. Like tomorrow, if I was going to be vacuuming that carpet over there, I would put Warren Haynes' Gov't Mule on my Alexa, and then I would jam out to Warren Haynes. I love his tone, and I'm a sucker for Gibson guitars. So, yeah, Warren, number 5. Number 6, Jimi Hendrix. How could I not include Jimi Hendrix, the sonic master, probably technically the greatest guitar player of all time. The things that I love about him are, of course, the psychedelic side of Jimi, the colors, the mind expansion, and just a groundbreaker in terms of what he did for the instrument. It would be criminal if I didn't include him on this list. However, he didn't make the top 5 of my list because Jimi, to me, I can't listen to him for 10 hours in a row. Like these other guys I can listen to for 10 hours in a row. Jimi, I just can't go that long. Maybe it's sensory overload. But either way, Jimi Hendrix is my number 6. Number 7, Paul Simon, the master of chords, melodies, and craft. So for Paul pretty much can play any style of music. He can play in any arrangement with any band and make it sound good. And of course, he always has like this incredible sense of history and timelessness in his work. Like it sounds as good right now as it did when it was originally recorded. And the guy is an old man at this point. And a living legend. So Paul Simon, if you've listened to any of my music, you know and you can hear in my voice that I love Paul Simon. And James Taylor too. But yeah, Paul Simon's my number 7 guitar player. Number 8, Django Rhinehardt. So Django Rhinehardt, for those of you who don't know, he was the founder of Gypsy Jazz. And was really the greatest guitar player in the early 20th century. And so many musicians throughout the 20th century reference Django's playing. The reasons that I love Django Rhinehardt is when you listen to it, you can hear like this incredible sense of humor in his playing. Like he's got all these weird notes that come out and it's like, it's like really fast and really odd sometimes, but beautiful. And he played with Stefan Grappelli, the famous fiddle player, violinist. I'm not sure what you would call him. I think a violinist in that genre. But yeah, he was a groundbreaker. And many musicians referenced him after that. Like he's Willie Nelson's favorite guitar player. So, number 8, Django Rhinehardt. Number 9, Jeb Puryear. You're like, who? So Jeb Puryear is the founder and lead guitar player in an Americana band called Donna the Buffalo. Donna the Buffalo is a modern touring act. They've been touring for, probably 30 years now. And here in my hometown, we have something called the Great Blue Heron Music Festival, which is Americana music, bluegrass, folk. And Donna the Buffalo has headlined that festival ever since it began. And I believe we're in the 26th year. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, Jeb is an amazing guitar player. And he's not known nationwide to most of the guitar players in the world. So I wanted to include him here. If you go check out his stuff, this is why I love him. He doesn't use a pick. He plays a Fender Stratocaster electric, and he's very, very intricate in his playing. In fact, I listened to him for about 8 years before I really understood he was the lead guitar player in the band. Like, that is tricky to do. If you can pull that off, that is amazing. It's like in disguise. But he is the driving force of Dontovan Buffalo's sound. And if you hone in on his guitar playing, you're like, that dude is amazing. He has incredible touch in that right hand. And the left hand is good too, but that right hand is so intricate. It's all about finger picking. And the right gear he plays through, I believe, an early 70s deluxe reverb amp. But if you're a guitar player, check out Jeb's playing. Just search Dontovan Buffalo on YouTube and you'll find him. Number 10, the final slot, Bob Dylan. Yeah. You didn't expect that one either. So here's my theory behind Dylan's guitar playing, ranked at number 10. Without that guitar, without his acoustic guitar, we don't get those songs. So I had to include him here because he's the greatest songwriter of the 20th century and has so many beautiful songs and such a huge, diverse catalog. He is the king of songwriting. So without his acoustic guitar, we don't get those songs. So that means he gets the number 10 slot in my book as the greatest guitar player in my book. I'm not going to say of all time because, of course, that's not true. But in my book, he's one of my favorite guitar players. So I hope you've enjoyed this list. If you did, please like this video and leave a comment and subscribe to my channel here. I've got lots of original music of my own on my YouTube channel that I want to encourage you to check out right now. And I will really appreciate it if you do. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.